Yeah. Alright, not graceful at all. So, I have arrived in Helsinki in Finland. We've been here for about a day and it is just so beautiful. We are having the best time. There's so much detail in all of the buildings, all of the stones, wood carvings everywhere. It's just amazing. But yeah, I've just been trying to film little bits and pieces here and there, but I'm not sure how it's gonna come together for a montage. I need to get better at like speaking to the camera more often so that I'll be able to cobble this in a cohesive way. I still haven't been to any yarn shops, even though I've got a lot of recommendations. I think I'm going to try and go to this one called Sunday Knitting Club tomorrow, which is a bit of a misnomer because they have nothing on their site about having a knitting club on Sunday, even though I would love to be at a knitting club right now. So yeah, I just had to spend my evening in the sauna instead, which was very nice. And the weather has been gorgeous. It's been like 17, 18 degrees. And I recently got this cashmere silk scarf, literally just a pashmina. I know that that is not revolutionary at all, but I feel like I don't really see the young ones in pashminas. I would highly recommend just getting a really nice cashmere silk massive scarf from a thrift store because they're so warm. So I've just been wearing that all today. And I've been doing some knitting. So before this, we had 2 days in London, seeing some friends. Very kindly, a friend of mine said that we could stay at his place, which was like makes it so much easier because London is expensive. So it's really nice to be able to stay with friends, and I'm lucky that all of my university friends are living in London. And I went to this shop, Beautiful Knitters in Pimlico, and I got this really gorgeous linen yarn. I'm sure I've already shown a few photos of it, but it's this really fine linen, and it was like £3 per ball, but you get like 250 meters or something. And so I've just been making this little tube for a little while. I cast on the plane. It's all tangled, but you get the gist. It's like little stripy tube moment. And I think what is gonna happen is I'm gonna make this like the tube section here, and then I might do some shorter diagonals. Like I'm kind of inspired by this dress right now, but I'm also quite inspired by some like stripy halter neck, cowl neck situations, and I think it would be really easy to do. So I'm either gonna launch into some diagonal stripes. And James is back. How was your sauna? Yeah? Did you do it naked? Yeah, same. But yeah, anyway, we are about to go back out for dinner at this really good place that starts with H and ends with 8. And I had a really, really good pet nap this afternoon. So we're gonna go and try their food, and I'm sure you will see it very shortly. just over time, giving you a little break from the jazz. So this menita outlet was recommended to me by one of you guys, and it was so amazing. It had all of the drop stuff, which is not that exciting normally, but it was just so cool to see all of the color ranges. But this is a total wonderland, and all the filet crochet stuff, loads of made in Finland stuff. If you feel like you really need a big haul, definitely go there. Good morning. You are currently in a pine tree, a very beautiful looking pine tree on the middle of some rocks in Lakeland in Finland. It's like our 4th day. We came up from Helsinki yesterday to Jyväskylä and went to the Aalto Museum, went around the University of Jyväskylä. I'm sure my pronunciation is terrible. It's okay. First little bump. And the knitting is going really well. All of the yarn shops in Helsinki are so beautiful. They're like so classy, very Parisian cafe, like that sort of vibe. Like this one I went to where I got the Angora Sunday knitting cafe. It was so stunning. And I just sat there for a while. And it's very like petite knit, very fuzzy, very Scandi, which is really cool to see a shop entirely curated for that. And they had their own line of the alpaca. But the knitting is going very well. I was knitting on the train to Jyväskylä, which is like 4 hours long. And I'm doing like a very odd halter neck thing. I was thinking it would just be like a pretty simple cowl neck. I think that it looks really good now, but it's always like, because I added the Angora as well, it might not be as drapey as I had originally planned for. And so now it's like a bit fluffy, and I still haven't really tried it on. There's this one like Pinterest photo that I feel like probably everyone has seen. It's like always at the top of my feed for some reason, which makes me feel like it's very influential. But it's kind of like a stripy multi-tie top, and so I'm thinking that I might do like some multi-ties for layer with like the rest of the linen and the Angora, and maybe just for a bit more coverage as well. But yeah, you never have as much time for the knitting as you expect. My initial plan was to only bring the Chimade yarn with me to do lots of swimsuits. I did the first bender, which I think looks really good. I'm trying to come up with an interesting, unique swimsuit pattern that is scalable and will fit different bust sizes. So I'm kind of trying to come up with a short row concoction. In a lot of ways, I don't think I'm the person to choose for making accessible swimwear, because I have a body that is not necessarily representative of most beautiful women, which is fine. But yeah, I'm gonna give it my best shot because I just love the yarn so much and I think it's so fun to explore and try out. So today we're going to Muuratsalo, to the experimental house, which the Aaltos were working on later on in their career as like an experiment for all sorts of different types of bricklaying, and the textures are just amazing. We went to one exhibit in the design museum, which is so beautiful. It seems like she kind of developed a way of making it so that the warp is quite narrow, like maybe only like 30 warps at a time, and then she'll do these really long panels and then just sew them together, which is really interesting because I think that makes it so that you can do it on the go and maybe like have multiple people working on it. So yeah, very, very inspired to do some more of that once I get back to Norwich. I'm just gonna finish up my walk because I've got to go get a boot taking a boat ride and I'm probably late.
Sometimes also
Hello.
One of my favourite essays I went to as a 15.
No. Oh, thank you. Hello, it is now a few weeks past when you were just watching, so I'm back at home in the UK. In Milan, I really didn't film anything at all. We were staying in the centre. It felt a little bit like unsafe to be taking my camera out all the time. I did do quite a bit of vintage shopping, which was amazing. I think it did not disappoint at all. Everything was such high quality. I should show you what I bought because it is actually really exciting. So I got this Prada skirt. Prada, size 40. Like, it had the tag on it. Like, are you kidding? I just think it'll be so good as like a wintry skirt with some boots. So really, really sweet. But then the other scarf. I feel like normally when I'm shopping, I don't even look at like the little summery top sections. But when I was chatting to this lady in the store, she was like, oh, so you like black for summer? And she was obviously like judging me a little bit because I was sweating, but I was wearing this little mini dress. And she directed me back over to the little tops. And it's stunning hand-draped Miu Miu top. It's just the sort of silk where you put it on and you just feel like instantly so much better. But just look at the draping details. I feel like I need to get a mannequin, do some little tucks. And also in Finland, I got this little crochet poncho skirt. Like the vintage shopping in Helsinki was actually really amazing. I liked how you could wear it as a little skirt. I don't feel like I'm purposely trying to buy into the butter yellow trend, but I just feel like everyone in these charity shops is like bringing out all of their butter yellow because I just keep on finding things that are really nice in this light yellow shade. And then another thing, I don't have my ears pierced, which is a little bit of a hassle. So I got these clip-on earrings for absolutely nothing. I have one of these. And also in Milan, I got these incredible vintage glasses. They're made in 1966, so the Carl Zeiss like photochromat ones, or whatever it is when they change color when they react to UV. And I was really looking for some kind of crazy vintage 60s or 80s super large ones, and I feel like these are perfect. And just look at the little striping on the side. Let me just try on these trousers for you. Okay, so just get a load of these. They're so lightweight and really like precisely made. So, and they fit like perfectly on my hips. I just put them on and I was like, wow, these are the perfect fit. There's really nice pockets, they're super chill. Yeah, I just love a loose trouser. And yeah, I think I'm quite proud of myself because I only bought things that I actually would wear all the time. So the final things I got were in Turin. And look at this. So it's a Spanish brand, Uno de Cincuenta? I don't know. Sorry, my Spanish is so bad now. I have these really pathetic little wrists, so it's quite hard for me to find a bangle that actually works. But how perfect is that? But this jacket is so crazy. It's made of like flax, like linen again, but then also elastic. And it has like a t-shirt detail, like a double layer t-shirt detail on the sleeves. So it's like super long sleeves. It makes me want to like make a little knit like this. Like look at the stitching on the buttons. And I got some Venetian opera slippers as well for 35 euro. Kind of silly. But yeah. So that's the haul for the trip. And then of course, how could I not prioritize this? The knitting haul and what I made in the trip. So I'll do the yarn that I got first. And I actually ended up consuming most of the yarn as I was going. So I got this wool in Finland. So this is like, I think I got it in Jyväskylä, which I still cannot pronounce, I'm so sorry. I got a bit of a complex because I tried to say that I was going to Jyväskylä. I think it's more like Jyväskylä. So this guy that was working at the hotel, he's like, I have no idea where that is. And I was like, oh no, it's the capital of central Finland, like it's in Lakeland. I don't know. So I got a bit stressed out about it. But yeah, finished wool, really nice, like chartreusey color, made in Finland. Nice to see. And it's very fingering weight. So I'm not really sure what I should do with it. It's a good amount, 370 meters. I'm having a think. I'm gonna have to go to this lady that has the knitting store in Norwich, who is kind of like very local knitting store vibes. She obviously, like, she has no need to let me borrow her Swift, but I have bought so much yarn from her in the past, and the last time I asked her, she was like, no, like there's no way whatsoever that I would allow you to wind yarn that you haven't bought in this store. And so then I had to like wind 500 meters of kid silk by myself at home. So I'm a bit salty about that. So I'm gonna go see if I can like go buy a sweater quantity from her and then ask her if I can use her Swift. Or if you're in Norwich and you have a Swift, like get into the DMs right now so that I can avoid that experience. And so I got this from the Menita outlet, which was really, really cool. It was a proper store and it had all of the drop stuff, which I know like drops is not crazy exciting, but I feel like I can only ever find this stuff online, and I don't really order yarn online anyway, but it was still really quite cool to see all of the color ranges, all of the different types. But I did not buy drops. I bought the Ainalopi, the Icelandic lopi that's like the kind of fingering weight. In the Aalto museum, I saw this little doily that was shaped like a flower, and so I kind of ripped it off and then thought I should make it into a little hat, which is very silly, but I did that when we were flying from Helsinki to Milan. But it did work, and so I could make a little chart for the flower if you guys want, but I don't know if it really wants to be a hat. I can show you what it looks like. I was thinking it could be kind of, it's like really small, and also hats just don't suit me at all. Like I'm trying to grow out my hair, so it's just a bit too much hair. If I still had the edgy pixie. maybe it'd be fine. But you can see the little flower thing, but I need to get someone that looks a bit better to try it on instead of me. But I was thinking what would be fun is to get some beads from the bead shop, like heavy glass beads, and just crochet them onto the little tips of the flowers to give it a bit of heft, and then maybe some swishy action. And of course, I finished the sweet Angora thing. Look at how nice that is. It blocked out beautifully. I just love the way that linen ends up. So I'll put it on for you. All right, so I haven't yet like trimmed all of the ends, but they are all woven in. Let's see. Yeah, I might need to reblock it since I had it so crunched up. I feel like the edge here stretched out a little bit too much when blocking, but I was kind of wearing it like this before, which I think still looks good. I don't know, you tell me. And then I also finished this bikini, which I can also try on for you. I don't know, so it's very G-string. Alright, so this is what we've got going on. I feel like this is fine to be sharing with you on YouTube, right? The crazy G-string, very silly. But it fits a lot better when you're not wearing like baggy trousers, obviously. Yeah, I just feel like I can't really envision how these would work. I feel like it would kind of compress your boobs a bit too much. Yeah, I just feel pretty I just don't think I can be the one to write patterns for you guys for the bikinis. Don't think it makes sense. I think we need to find some other creative girlies that are much more like normal sized as far as like the average woman goes. So anyway, I did manage to finish this though, obviously, and I do love it. And this is one of the new like baby pink colors, so big fan. And then finally, I don't think I even took a video of this, but I went to some yarn shops in Milan and I was like medium impressed. So I went to this one called Lenar. Very like old company, had really beautiful stuff, like especially I think if I was a machine knitter and I just wanted like really normal colors, I would go there. But I don't know if I suit the Italian vibe so much because it was all super muted and definitely nice materials, but like nothing interesting to me personally, nothing that interesting to me. But I did get this one ball of this self-striping kid mohair, which I can also try on for you. I should have got 2 balls, really, that's the real answer. So basically what I did was I cast on just these sections and then I did increases for these 2 like front cardi sections. So I was working like back and forth until I got down to here, and then I started doing some ribbing just on this side to keep it flat, and then just doing normal raglan increases. And once I got to here, I just cast off the arm sections. I'm sure you guys are very well versed in this. And then I added a few increases of the bust. And then I did some decreases down here. I switched to some smaller needles for the ribbing and I did like 3x2 ribbing. I just don't know if it's very me, but it was a pleasure to knit with. So let me know what you think about this. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the knitting. But it was really productive, like to make all of these things on a 2-week holiday where I was feeling very busy. This is also my first time ever editing on Premiere Pro, so hopefully I haven't managed to screw it up too much, and that was quite a learning curve, so it's taken a while. And don't worry, the cardigan video is coming. I made like the biggest mistake ever when I was filming it. So I still don't really know how this happened, but you know like when you're filming video you can press pause in the corner. So I think what happened is at some point I like bumped the pause button while I was filming. The part where you separate the sleeves from the body after doing your increases, which I think is probably the most important part to have filmed. And so that's the only clip I've missed. I've missed like 5 minutes of me separating out the sleeves. Like, can you believe that? So I'm still like kind of trying to think of how I should do it because I've finished the cardigan. So I can't like rip back the mohair to the part where I separate out the sleeves. So I think I'm gonna have to like knit a mini version and then sub in that footage. So anyway, I promise it is coming. I just thought I should do this video first. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've been to these yarn shops or which one's your favorite. Yeah, it was very nice to spend this time with you guys. See you in the next one.